News Radio 97.7 and 1290 AM, WTKS.
Veterans Day to Shannon Walker. She is a Fox News contributor, expert in PTSD, and president of Northwest Battle Buddies. Veterans Day 20. Service dogs helping veterans with invisible trauma, embracing life again. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show.
You are more than welcome. Well, what are the benefits of service dogs for PTSD?
Well, you know, one of the main benefits of them is the fact that they help ease the symptoms of PTSD, which would include, for most of our, we've provided 38 dogs in 4.5 years, service dogs to our veterans, and almost every single one of them wakes our veterans up from nightmares. Plus, they also even help them with better decision-making just because they now have what they call, you know, a specialty item with them, you know, something very, very precious as they navigate life. Also, it helps, we teach them how to, you know, help engage the public, answering questions about their service dogs. They also help alleviate, during the day, even panic attacks, not to mention practical things like balance and such.
Incredible. And so we're talking with Shannon Walker, Fox News contributor and expert on PTSD. This is something, Shannon, that we should have addressed a long time ago. We used to call it shell shock. We didn't call it PTSD in the old days. And I'm sure that everybody who's ever been in war, whether it goes back to, you know, the Battle of 300, that there's been PTSD of some sort that needed to be treated. And thank God we've got these wonderful creatures that are helping out.
Absolutely. You know, my father served in the Korean War, and you know, shell shock is something that I heard a term of, you know, as I was growing up. And I didn't think much of it, and it certainly didn't have a technical term or a diagnosis like PTSD. But, you know, it's so sad when our American heroes who have fought so bravely come back, and they are faced with invisible wounds of wars and trauma, such as PTSD. And, you know, one of the greatest symptoms of PTSD is isolation. Well, how do you help somebody when you don't even know they're there? And so that's one of the great things about Northwest Battle Buddies is, you know, having a service dog for the men and women that we have helped, it is such an encouragement of hope and the promise of a better life of freedom and independence that they will go through a strict training process with us for 2 months and go out and navigate the outside world. They'll be in the mall at Christmas time. They'll be on public transportation. They will willingly go through Portland airport security just to learn how to handle and lead their dog once it has already been trained for them. And the amount of courage that they show and the hope that they show and the discovery of how this dog is changing their life, even through the training process, is an incredible honor to even be able to watch and be a part of. And they will tell you always it is life-changing. These dogs are a lifeline and a hope for a different, more independent future.
Ain't that the truth? We have a comfort dog ministry at our church. It took us over almost 3 years to get the dog, so they're in such demand. And now that we've started it, we're thinking about getting another one because we're getting so many requests for it. They are incredible creatures, and thank God that they're helping us out. So how can we assist veterans and help servicemen and women becoming part of the statistics?
You know what? Reaching out to them, number one, I mean, we can never, ever forget that our freedom is not free and that many of our American heroes are coming back and continuing to fight for our freedom with what they're dealing with, and they're continuing to serve our country through the residual effect of their service initially. You know, we have many family members themselves who reached out to us and got their loved ones help. But as civilians or people who love their freedom and want to say thank you, finding organizations and volunteering in an area near you of organizations who truly are making a difference. Us, ourselves, our organization is northwestbattlebuddies.org, and our service dogs are 100% free to the veterans who qualify. And so, you know, we are completely funded through private donations and fundraisers that we do. And so reaching out, seeking what's in your area, finding organizations that you can latch onto. We have many people from all over the United States that support our organization through their own gifts and talents, because they appreciate their freedom and they want to have a way to give back.
Shannon, keep up. You're doing God's work. Thank you for this.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Veterans Day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Shannon Walker, Fox News contributor, expert on PTSD, president of Northwest Battle Buddies.